Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Acharya Sridhar Thakur ki jai, Vimsa Goshi Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srila Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Gaur Premananda, all glories to the Son, all glories to the Son, all glories to the Son, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Garuda, all glories to Shri Prabhupada. Keep the door closed.
As you wish. We can close if you want.
Huh?
We can close it.
Because the car is going all the time and the car is going
Yeah. Okay. So you can just read two shlokas from Bhagavad Gita. Maybe you can just read in Croatian, you know.
Of course.
And then after that, we need translation. I assume so.
No. Which shlokas? Which shlokas?
So we can read from Bhagavad Gita. This is from the 18th chapter.
18 samest.
59 and 60. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. You can just read Croatian. Well,
Sanskrit, no?
huh?
Sanskrit?
I can chant Sanskrit. Yadankarama Shritya Nayotsya iti manyase Nityaisa Yamaya Sayaste Prakridisvam Niyokshati.
Ako ne izvršiš moju naredbu i ne boriš se, tvoje će djelatnosti biti pogrešno usmjerene. Zbog tvoje prirode bit ćeš prisiljen da sudjeluješ u ratu. Translate. Arjuna je bio vojnik rođen s prirodom kšatrije, stoga je njegova prirodna dužnost bila da se bori. Međutim, zbog lažnog ega bojao se da će ubijanjem svog učitelja, djeda i prijatelja uzrokovati griješne posljedice. U stvari smatrao se gospodarem svojih djela, kao da on određuje dobre ili loše rezultate takva djelovanja. Zaboravio je da je svevišnja božanska osoba bila nazočna i nalagala mu da se bori. To je zaboravnost uvjetovane duše. Svevišnja božanska osoba poučava nas što je dobro, a što loše. Da bismo dostigli savršenstvo života, trebamo jednostavno djelovati u svjesnosti Krišne. Nitko ne zna svoju sudbinu, ali svevišnji gospodin zna sudbinu svih živih bića. Stoga je najbolje prihvatiti upute svevišnje božanske osobe ili naredbu duhovnog učitelja Božjeg predstavnika. Trebamo bez dvojbe izvršiti naredbu svevišnje božanske osobe. Tako ćemo biti sigurni u svim okolnostima.
In the text 60, Svabhavajena kaunteya nibadasvena karmana kartum nechasyan mohat karishyasi avasho pitat.
O Kuntin sine, pod utjecajem iluzije sada odbijaš izvršiti moju naredbu, ali ćeš djelovati na isti način prisiljen svojom prirodom. Smisao. Ako netko odbije izvršiti naredbu svevišnjeg gospodina, bit će prisiljen da djeluje pod utjecajem guna u kojima se nalazi. Svatko je opčinjen određenim gunama prirode i djeluje na taj način, ali onaj tko dobrovoljno djeluje po naredbi svevišnjeg gospodina postaje slavan.
Can you read these two shlokas together? Just the shloka.
Da čitam, aha. Ako ne izvršiš moju naredbu i ne boriš se, tvoje će djelatnosti biti pogrešno usmjerene. Zbog tvoje prirode bit ćeš prisiljen da sudjeluješ u ratu. O Kuntin sine, pod utjecajem iluzije sada odbijaš izvršiti moju naredbu, ali ćeš djelovati na isti način prisiljen svojom prirodom.
Mam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Mudale Shimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinam Namaste Saraswati Devam Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Srinivadi Pushkati Vidutani. So no translation, just English?
Yeah, it's good.
Is okay? Yeah? Yeah? I can just speak English. So this is collaborating this shloka with the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna explains to Arjuna that the nature of your body will anyway dictate your action, one way or another. And we know that the first thing we are learning is that we are not this body in Krishna consciousness. Still we have the body, it's here. I have a maybe car in front of the door, I can say I'm not that car, but still the car is there. Now cars I can sell, I can get rid of it, but this body is with me all the time. It's a car I cannot get rid of. It's temporary, but right now it's here. So what to do with that? And that's always a struggle for somebody who knows that he would like to be liberated from the material body and go back home, back to Godhead. So in the meanwhile, in this situation we are now here, we have no other choice as to go along or understand what kind of body we are using. And devotees have a problem with that. The materialists have no problem with that. Not only they think I am this body, but sometimes they think I am this car. You know, just people project their identity into the car. I have a big car, I'm a big man. Well, you have the neighbors here, they think not only, it's okay. You have not only the neighbors here who think I'm this body, they think I'm this beard. Very important. The beard, very important. I know this especially in Croatia. Muslims, they are definitely depending on the beard. A Muslim without a beard is not a Muslim. So, Here in Croatia, not all men, but especially the coastline when I go, all men have a beard. Just short beard. Beard means man. So it's an identification. One of my friends who was preaching here made once a joke about some bhakta having a beard. And that bhakta got very upset with him. How can you joke about my beard? You know, don't offend my beard. So, bodily identification has all kinds of shapes. But as a devotee, what shall we do? We have a body. So Arjuna, he thought, yes, I'm a warrior, I should fight. But I just heard the lectures from Srila Prabhupada, if you would be really interested. I didn't know that Prabhupada gave so many lectures on the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Now, first chapter of Bhagavad Gita is dealing mainly like the introduction to the battlefield. There's a count of names, how many soldiers are present, you know, like that. Yeah. And so you think, there's no philosophy really. The discussion didn't start it yet. But there, Prabhupada already gives long lectures describing the psychology behind the whole thing. Actually, how difficult for Arjuna it was to start to fight. Now just imagine, probably you have some friends or some people who are closely affiliated to you. And it did happen here in this country, that people who were very closely related ended up standing on opposite sides of the battlefield, killing each other. Amazing. People you knew when you were a small boy and they were neighbors and all this. First time I came to Croatia, I was accommodated at the coast in a special place. And it was not so long time after the war. And in the morning, I was chanting and I heard the sound of Kalashnikov. You know, brrr, 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 you know. I was going, oh, the war is not over. And the devotee who accommodated me said, it's just some neighbors, there's some discussion. You know, yeah? Some neighbor conflict. Brr, brr, you know, like that. I was going, I'm in Croatia, okay. I developed from there a name for Croatian people, I call them the Kalashnikov people. I used to give a lecture in Zagreb once, and I made a joke about the Kalashnikov people, and nobody was laughing. I was going, maybe it was not such a good joke. So I asked a devotee who I knew, it wasn't such a good joke, isn't it, in the lecture? He said, what joke? And I said, you also have a Kalashnikov? He said, yeah, of course. I have 3. And he has 4. And he has 2. You know, I was going, okay. That doesn't happen in every country, you know. Close here to Karlovac, there was a farmer. It became quite known in the media. He got a little bit in trouble because he had a whole tank parked in his barn, fully functionable tank with ammunition and everything, which was left from the war. And then you know, the police came and the army, and they said, it's not so good, you cannot have this tank here. And he was going, but I like tanks. You know, they said, nah, but this is a little bit too much. Kalashnikov you can keep, but tank is a little bit too big. So they took the tank away from him. This is the kind of place where you have this kind of problems. But the laws of nature are uncompromising. We are born in a certain body with certain laws of nature, and we cannot change it. Sometimes devotees think, oh, I will make spiritual advancement, my body will change. No, this was exactly Arjuna's idea. He said, I will not be a fighter anymore. I will be something like a yogi. I will go in the forest, I will meditate. And actually, those days, the kshatriyas, the warriors, they were mystic yogis. Because the idea that Kurukshetra was fought just with some, with some archery, no. You can find it in Mahabharata that there was mantras flying around. These arrows were powered by mantras. It was little atomic bombs. There was arrows which could produce volcano. There was the arrows which could produce rain. It was like missiles. That's unknown, this science. The mantras are still there. But the power to activate such a thing, it's not anymore there. So these Kshatriyas were going sometimes in the forest, practicing mystic yoga. So Arjuna thought, I will give up the fighting. And Krishna is explaining to him, first of all, as Prabhupada said, this idea is based on false ego. False ego means I decide and I will do it. Anything coming from that department, good or bad, is false ego. Even it looks very good. I decided to help you. Sounds good. It's still false ego. Because I think I am the one who will help you. No. The reality which devotees tries to recognize and cultivate is Krishna is the supreme helper. I will help you so Krishna can help you. That's called preaching. Prabhupada showed us that he is just introducing us to Krishna consciousness. He is not making our Krishna consciousness. Because originally we are all Krishna conscious. We just forgot it. Like here Prabhupada comments, Arjuna just forgot that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead and he is ordering him to fight. So for very, very valid reasons, Arjuna didn't want to fight. Serious reasons. Not just because he was ordered to kill his friends, teachers, people used to respect and worship, but also because he could foresee what will happen when they are all dead. He was not afraid to fight for himself. There was no problem. But he was afraid of the consequences. Like you killed, there were thousands and thousands of men, not one woman, standing on the battlefield. Now most of the men, or all of them, they were married. And many wives. Polygamy was the standard among Kshatriyas. So when the men are killed, what happens to the women? Will be widows. There will be thousands and thousands of widows with children walking around. That usually happens when you have a war. Yeah? Catastrophic. Why? Because it is natural. Women don't tend to be alone. They are very social creatures. They are very socially involved. Already when they are small girls. I have a daughter, I know. And actually I raised not one child, one girl. I raised 6 girls. Because this was the girls from the other devotees. We had a small community. So I know what small girls do. They are different like boys. Boys are always like, always breaking something and pushing and kicking, and girls are just talking, making politics, gossip. She's looking at me like that. Why she's looking at me like that? And she said, but it starts from a very small childhood. They are very fine, very decorative, much more refined. You can see it On the street, you can see it here. Right away there on the street, you can see it. The men are like, they sit in a car and they go, vroom, 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 vroom. Big man, big car. You don't see women doing that. Some women do that, but not many. You know, yeah. Women are more like, what do they think about us? How do they see me? How do I look like? You know, yeah. I hope they understand I'm special, I'm beautiful. Something like that, you know. So this is different natures. You cannot change that. And that's the point Krishna is making. You will not change the nature of your body. There is only one thing, and this is called Krishna consciousness. You purify the nature of your body. That means you engage the nature of your body in Krishna consciousness. And every bodies, and basically there are 4 kind of natures of bodies. That's the simple one. I like to work, get some money, simple. Eat, sleep, have some sex, in a protected environment. It's called Shudra. And then there are those who are more innovative, more active. Not only how to get money, but how to increase it, and how to start new things, and maybe, it's very much money and this. So, and not even that they have time to enjoy it, they just like to have it. And they actually like even to support others. You know, look, I made so much money, you can also take some, but, yeah. Mafia type is very often Vaishya type. They think, but they are killing people, they are shooting. No. They have people for that. But actually the real thing is to increase the money. And family, dynasty, very important. You know, it can turn into that. That's the bad side. And then there are those who have principles. Shudra and Vaishya are not much of a principle. They can change even a principle for emotional comfort or for opportunity to make more money. But then you come to the other department and there are very few. There are principles, order, law, and protect chaos, people from chaos. Organize, put things in order, control. It's Kshatriya. There's more to it, of course. And then there are very, very few who are truly intellectual, not the academic type. But academic type means today universities, they produce just people who are simply supposed to serve the industry, like example, industrial development. That means actually Shudra. They produce only Shudra. You study, and then you fit into fulfilling certain function under a Vaishya. And that's not intellectual. Real intellectual, Brahmana, means somebody who is seeking and searching the origin of things. The cause, where do things come from? The basic principle of creation. Naturally, he is God conscious. That's the real Brahman. He understands. That's the Chinese proverb says that the real intelligence is to find things in their origin. Where do they come from? Whereby Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, they deal only with the effect of things, already established things which are functioning in some kind of interactive way. Yeah? And Shudra, he responds only that, oh, it's happening. Then he goes. Like people here, there is tonight is Friday night. Something has to happen Friday night. So they hear, something is happening there. Let's go there and look. the Shudra. You know, just somebody arrange something, they go and they look. Yeah? Vaishya goes, oh, there's something happening. Maybe I can make some more money there. You know, that is his idea. But he also goes after the impulse. Yeah? Kshatriya, he will go, what is the meaning of that? He will ask the question already. What is the meaning? You know, is it interesting or what is the meaning? It's not like Kshatriyas don't like entertainment, like example. But it's a side issue. It's not the most important thing. They actually take entertainment as the emotional need from the strain of constantly being engaged in some form of duty. Yeah, that's Kshatriya. He's always under duty. And that duty is assigned to him by Brahmana. I was personally present when Prabhupada said that without the cooperation of Brahmanas and Kshatriyas, we will not spread this movement. And I found it confirmed over and over again. If you don't have the real Brahmanas, real intellectual, spiritually minded people, it's like having no head. So then everything else becomes confused. But if Brahmanas who know don't find a way to execute what they know, so it takes a real shape for other people to follow, and that's the duty of a Kshatriya, then they remain just some kind of professor type academic people. You know? Yeah. Not very great result. So both are important. And both are actually the same in principle. Yeah? Brahmana has a principle. This is right, this is wrong. Kshatriya, exactly the same. This is right, this is wrong. Just Brahmana will say what is right and wrong, and Kshatriya will make sure it happens, what is right and what is wrong. So if you don't have these two departments, you will just be sitting and talking. There will be nothing happening. No, somebody say Kshatriya is army and this. We don't have it, right? We don't. Oh, Prabhupada indicated we may have it. Yes? Prabhupada said, no. People always sing Hare Krishna, non-violent, monks chanting. Yes, we come in the line of Lord Chaitanya. That means Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Eva Kevalam. Go out and chant the holy names. Yeah? Prabhupada said, when a Vedic society we try to establish a small spreading, there will be all kinds of departments, and all Krishna conscious. Once Prabhupada was visited by delegation of Sikhs, you know Sikhs with the turbans in India. They are usually police, they are usually, military Sikh. So Kshatriya race, coming from Rajasthan actually. Yeah? So, and they were thinking they will make some interreligious dialogue, some talking. And they Prabhupada said, oh, very nice you came, sit down. And they were like, the turbans, they look always very heavy. It's a rule in a Sikh, they all have to have knives with them. Some problem, you immediately clear it out with a knife. You know, that's Kshatriya. You know, yeah. I remember when I was flying, today is not so much anymore, but when I was flying in India, the stewardess was always walking with a basket in an airplane, collecting the knives from the Sikhs. And then, when they went out of the airplane, they got the knife back again. It's a whole basket full of knives. And I could tell stories to that. It's too much detail, but once I got in trouble on the airport in India, I forgot in my hand luggage a big knife. You cannot go on an airplane with such a knife. Military, original, professional knife. It's black. You know why? So at night it doesn't reflect light. Just, it was like, yeah. And I don't know why. It was very good for cutting papaya, because papaya in India is not the papaya you see here. papaya here is like this. In India, they have papaya like this, this size. So it's good for a knife to cut papaya. I forgot it in my hand luggage. And nobody checked anything. I could go with my little hand luggage all the way to the airplane, but there was an emergency, some special checking at the airplane still before you go in an airplane. There was a table and there was these 6 military type. So I was putting my bag there. He opened the bag and there was this huge knife inside. I was going, oh no, now I'm really in trouble. And he looked at me very heavy. And he took out that knife, look at it, looking at me. And I didn't know anything else to say. I told him, this is my papaya knife. And he looked at me like, are you stupid? You don't have to say such a stupid things. And I saw he likes the knife. A typical Kshatriya thing. He liked the knife. So I told him, you know what? Just keep the knife. I will give you the knife. And he was like, okay, it's confiscated. And he put it into his own bag and he was, you can go on. So, there are such a people. And you know what Prabhupada said to these 6? He said, instantly, welcome to ISKCON. You will be our ISKCON police. We need police. You can manage our ISKCON police and ISKCON army. They were like shocked, They were like, we are supposed to join ISKCON or what? No, you don't change your nature. No, you don't change anything. You just engage it for Krishna, that's all. You see? That's the principle behind it. So sometimes devotees think when they come to Krishna consciousness, they have to change everything. No. They say, no. And you can even try, you will not change it anyway. This is what Krishna is telling to Arjuna. You will not change anyway. And you know the story what happened when Arjuna was going in a forest practicing mystic yoga? That happened before the battle. You know what happened? You know the story from Mahabharata? Heard about it? Arjuna went already to practice mystic yoga before the battle. Okay? But, he took his bow with him and his weapons. And he was practicing mystic yoga. And then he saw on the other side, out of the forest, came a wild pig, boar, wild pig. So just not to lose the practice, he just took an arrow and he shot the pig. They were going in the forest practicing like this, killing animals, low animals. At the same time, another arrow came flying from another direction, hitting the pig too. So the pig was dead. And out of the forest came a very dirty, weird looking, like Aborigine type person. And he was going, this is my pig, I shot it first. Now Arjuna was not in a mood to fight over pigs. But it's a question of principle. Again, he said, no. I was shooting first, this is my pig. And Arjuna was going, no, this is my pig. And the hunter was laughing arrogantly. He was going, shut up, this is my pig. The Arjuna was going, okay, this is some stupid hunter here. I will show you something. So he released the arrow just to scare the hunter. To his amazement, the hunter released also an amazing arrow. So Arjuna was going, this is getting interesting. This is some special hunter. And then they started. They were just starting to fight each other. With such a skill and so amazingly, it evolved and Arjuna upgraded. He has to use the mystic power, mystic weaponry. Brahmastra, this is a miniature atomic bomb. And the hunter was responding the same way. So Arjuna was amazed. He said, this is a really good hunter. So the battle was so ferocious, the whole forest was destroyed. The whole landscape was destroyed, it was burning, it was finished. In the middle of the battle, the hunter, he put his bow away and he said, Arjuna, I really like that. This was fun to fight with you. And he revealed his nature as Lord Shiva. So it was Lord Shiva having some fun with Arjuna. And Lord Shiva was so pleased that he gave him actually this incredible bow. He gave it to him as a present. So that bow proved to be later on very useful in a battle of Kurukshetra. So this is the Arjuna's meditation in the forest. At the end, just ecological disaster. Whole forest burned, everything finished, big battle. That was the end of his meditation. So Krishna knew all this and he told him, you see, you cannot stop fighting. You will be always, as long as you have this body, you will be Kshatriya. This is it. It includes even the way the Pandavas, they were all Kshatriyas, it includes even the way they were going at the end, all the way at the end. Krishna was already leaving this planet. It includes even how they were actually going back home, back to Godhead. They were not sitting under a tree chanting, no. They took renunciation by leaving this world by walking to the north. North means Himalaya. And they walked up the Himalaya to the north, one after another, falling dead. No eating, no drinking, just fasting and walking. This Kshatriya renunciation. Just walking and falling dead. Maharaj Yudhishthira was the last one who still walked up. It was typical Kshatriya. When he walked all the way up, everybody was dead already. Finally, the celestial airplane arrived to pick him up and bring him back home, back to Godhead. And suddenly, out of nowhere, a dog appeared. Dog. In Himalaya, I don't know. And the dog appeared, and immediately Maharaj Yudhishthira said, he wants to go with me. And Vishnu Tutas, the chariot drivers from Vaikuntha, they said, we don't take dogs to Vaikuntha. Yes. We came for you, not for the dog. He said, okay, the dog doesn't go, I don't go. Yes, Kshatriya. Somebody takes shelter in him, he immediately integrates that person. So they said, okay, we take the dog. So this is a Kshatriya spirit. So we cannot change our nature. Now most people in this world are afraid, the devotees especially, that they will be designated like Shudras. You know. The big mistake. To have a body of a Shudra is no problem in Krishna consciousness. What is Shudra doing? Instinctively, he wants to serve.